Maple and elderberry bubble tea. It's warm outside. Today on the Corona Cabin Cook Show, we've left the cabin. We're going to be making some bubble tea. You can do this at home. You don't need a kitchen. You do not need a maple tree. You do not need maple sap. All you need is tapioca starch. And even if you don't have that, you can probably use potato starch or like potatoes and turn that into potato starch. I don't really know how that will taste, but if you put enough sugar, I'm sure it will be delicious. Let's go. Take this. I'm using a little filter because there's some bugs in here, but I'm just going to pour my maple water into here. And you do not need maple water for this. You can use just regular water, juice, really doesn't matter. Welcome to my little outdoor cook setup. So we've just got this maple water, and since we don't have ice, if you have ice at home, if you're fortunate to have ice, you can use ice, but if not, we're just going to take this and put this in a river. And actually, probably a river is harder to come by than ice. So I'm just going to pop this in there just to chill. Alright, and that river is going to flow and cool it. So I've got some dried elderberries here, and I want to add these into my water so that they can flavor my tapioca balls and just give them this, nice color. And I forgot my mortar and pestle in the cabin. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these two rocks and hold it in between my legs like that. And I'm going to I rinse this in the river, I'm going to pop some out, and then I'm just going to crush these up with my two rocks. And really, this is how everything would have been done traditionally, so there's not really an issue with doing it like this. And here I have my sap boiling. This is just starting to turn into maple syrup, and then I'm going to knock those into there. So we've got our elderberries in our pot there. It's a beautiful color. I have my tapioca starch here, and literally all you need to do is pour your boiling water right into here. And I don't have a recipe for this. I don't generally use a recipe. I just do it by eye. And you just want this to form a dough, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to sit down with your board. You could do this standing on your cutting board too, but here you really got the grandma essence. You're sitting down. And apparently this may be a wives' tale, but a woman was trying to get her kids to eat food, and so she created bubble tea as a way, this kind of like drink that was fun that kids would actually want to eat. And then it did later become popular at this Taiwanese kind of stall outside of school. And I don't know if that's true about the woman and her kids, but either way, you're going to take this and kind of roll it out into a snake. And then you're going to take a knife and just cut off pieces that are about the same. Take one in your hands and just roll it really quickly and push like that. And look at that, a beautiful, perfect little ball we got. Our pearls are all in the pot. There are a few methods of thought on how to cook these. Some people say you bring them up and when they float, you turn them off and let them sit. But I just let them float and then cook them for, a few minutes, and I find that works pretty well. You give one a taste, you see they're starting to get kind of glutinous, and when you eat that, it's just soft in your mouth. Also, what's happening is this maple sap we added is boiling down and turning into maple syrup with those elderberries we added. So that's going to add a nice sweetness to the bubba balls. You can't really overcook your pearls because they're just going to keep absorbing water. But when you think they're done, you can take one out, take two out. Look at those beauty little pearls. And there is some like debris looking thing on the outside, but that's just the elderberries that we crushed up. So, that's actually so good. You can taste the maple sap, the elderberries, and I think these are about done. So I'm just going to pop these out and pop them into my glass, because you could drink this hot and it would actually be delicious. We have our bubba pearls here. Just grab your maple sap from the lake, the river. Oh, look at that. It's crystal clear. Shake that off. Got our bubba pearls. They smell delicious. Maple water in. Add a bit of this. Some of our Buffalo Trace flavored maple syrup that was made from the same tree, just to sweeten it a bit more. Just gonna go in, stir that up, and enjoy. Now, this might be the most important part. Find a tree or a nice place to sit. Take your beautiful tapioca drink that you've worked so hard on, and just enjoy it. No flu shot needed when you're drinking maple sap. First Nations drank it for centuries. I don't have a spoon, so I'm just gonna get some of my bubbles with my knife. They're chewy. They taste like maple. You can taste the berries we added. It's a delicious spring recipe. Enjoy it. Make it. If you don't have tapioca starch, remember you can probably use a different starch like potato starch. Bring up a water to boil, a juice, an orange juice, anything you have. Pour it in. Don't boil orange juice, it'll ruin it. And make some tapioca, man. Well,